Okay, so we are live. Hello. Let me go ahead and see. Yeah, let me go ahead check everything here. Yep, that looks good. Hi. Um, I got my pencil. So we're gonna be doing a little sketching and whatnot today. Um, contemplating whether or not I should show off some of the other stuff in my sketchbook too. Just for an example of kind of like what my stuff looks like, right? As you can see, I just have a cheap mechanical pencil today. These are not the cheap mechanical pencils I usually use, which makes me sad. I can't find my usual ones. Um, but let me go ahead and see if I can't figure out. I haven't made any of my tweets and whatnot yet. This morning has not quite been going the way I want, so that's always fun. Um, tab. Let's go over here real quick. Oh, cool. That was pretty easy. Okay. Copy link. Let's go back over here. Go. Paste link and post. Cool. That should be good. Looks like I'm not gonna be able to share everything where I normally do, unless I wanna. Yeah, give me a second. We should have done this earlier. We're gonna have to bring that back up in a second. Let me go ahead, grab this. You know what I really need to do? I need to set up a starting screen for all this stuff. Um, so that I can do all this. I probably said this last time too, but that's fine. Where was I? Yeah. So that's fun. So clips you just shared me. I don't know how many of you guys are aware of Smart Doll as a brand, but they've done a couple Code Geass collab dolls, and they're just making. I don't know how to say her name technically. It's what, C2 CC. I'm not sure because I didn't actually watch Code Geass. That's something I need to fix. It's something I really need to fix, but I haven't actually seen it. But anyway, Clips, you just shared me the smart doll they have for her. They're finally making that, and wow, it's lovely. Oh my gosh. But that's not why I am on my phone. I gotta share my links. So let me go ahead and where are my channels? There we go. We gotta go over to okay. I think that's all my self promotion I need to do. All right. So camera's gonna be back up in a second. Don't worry. And then we're gonna get into man. So today has been rough. I wanted to start. I didn't start that late, I guess, but I started later than I wanted to. I woke up with a nasty stomach ache. Set things back farther than I wanted them to, so that didn't make me happy. But yeah, we're all good now, luckily. Let me get my camera back up and running here. What? And then, of course, I have a streamer I like to catch, right? Who streams every once in a blue moon. It's like she practically does her streams like once a month, right? And of course, she decides that today is the day she's gonna stream. So I've got that going right now, actually. I've got a tab up that she's live in while I'm live here. This is a mess. I kind of want to pull up a tab for myself as well because I want to be able to monitor my own stream, check back and forth, right? So let me go ahead, do that. So long as nothing... Oh, wait. No, that means I gotta hear myself. Never mind. We're not doing that. Can you mute individual tabs? Give me a second. Is that possible? I can mute a video, right? I might actually just be able to do that. Okay, let me see. Okay, and that's me. And then I can just hit mute. There we go. That works. Okay. One watching now. How much feeling about that's me? Cool. So I got that up and running. Camera. Is back. There we go. Let me just maybe just move this. That's probably fine, actually. All right. So, yeah, I don't draw that much. I do sketch a little bit, but it's few and far between. It's something I need to do a lot more of. So let me page through this really quick and show off some of what I have done. This sketchbook I've also had like forever too. Oh my gosh, there's something I need to work on too, actually. There's a mech design I did here. I don't like this sketch at all. This thing needs work. I like some of the base ideas, but wow, is that bad. So that's not what we're going to be working on today, but that's one I got to revisit. What we're actually going to be working on today is concepts, character concepts for an idea I had for a board game that has a bunch of different characters in it. The idea being it's sort of a deck builder, dungeon crawler type thing, and I want to just sketch out some of my thoughts of character designs. There we go. There's something I think is okay. There. I think that's all right. My sketch work, there's a long way to go with some of it. Okay, actually, I'm still kind of proud of this one. Here. This was... What was this for? This was for a challenge of some kind. It was... I'm trying to remember exactly what... Anyway, it was like I think it was Cream Sherry did a drawing challenge of some kind that I did a couple pieces for, I believe it was. Either it was just like a... No, it wasn't an Inktober thing, because that's not ink. But yeah, this one I'm still pretty proud of. So, there's a couple examples of the stuff I have done. Or like this one. Actually, I still quite like this one. I think this one came out really nice. I don't have colors with me today, so we're not going to be actually doing any colors, just flat sketches. This one was, again, same drawing it was like daily prompts. And again, I forget what for, but that's what those two pieces were both done for. This one's got a lot of my personal references in it here, largely related to my D&D stuff, so that's fun. I still think that's some of my better work, quite frankly. Now let me dig around here a bit, because I think I had something else I wanted to show off too. Where'd it go? Where did it go? I just had something. And now I can't find it. Yeah, my sketchbooks are absolutely stuffed to the brim, too, with stuff like this that I just never finished. Man, I'm so nervous to be sketching, actually. It's been a good bit, and I am out of practice for sure. That is part of why we're doing this, though. There we go. Look, it's me. It's like the first, well, not the first design sketch, but the first of sort of the finished design sketches. And I've got suit up. It's meh. I got one. There we go. This one's funny. I had to cut short the saber because of space. So A lot of flat work. And there's this one that I gotta actually finish. Hold up. That's a fun sketch. Anyways. Again, you're going to see a lot of things that need to be finished if I'm going to flip through mine. This one's funny. This one's been sitting here unfinished for months at this point. And I just am not sure what I want to do with her face. But let's go ahead. It's up here. Is this eraser going to be good enough? Oh, I didn't even think about that. Give me a second. Let's see. Yeah, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. Okay. So where do we start here? So, as I said, I wanted to do stuff for this board game concept I had. It's a pretty... I think it's an interesting idea, and I want to actually try and, like, prototype. Just realized I've got shadow right in the middle of that. Oh, man. Yeah, there's not much I can do about that. But it's an idea that I really want to prototype. I'm going to have to, of course, iron out rules and stuff like that, and then we'll see where that goes from there. If I could get it actually published, that'd be fantastic, but I don't even know how to do that. So, I want to actually just build it first before doing anything else, but we're going to do some concept sketches for that, for characters. The whole thing is a little bit... Yeah, Made in Abyss inspired is the best way to put it. Also, I got my tea. It's just straight Earl Grey. And it's already getting cold, so that's great. But that's fine. It's a little bit softer, cuter look to it. I'm probably going to use a lot of, like, rounded shapes for head stuff like that. I ideally do want a bit of a mix between cuter characters and bulkier characters, but I don't have a lot of experience with bulkier characters, so that's fun. But yeah, let's see here. What do I want to do? I'm trying to think what I even want to do for character designs. I'll start sketching and see what comes to me. So, I think we're going to start out by just getting a general head shape for something here. Not quite sure what I really want to go with. As I said, something a little bit more rounder for sure. I don't know how much definition I want in terms of, like, I guess, like, cheek, jaw structure, stuff like that. Not really sure. And it's been a little bit since I've last done any sort of sketching, too, so that doesn't help. Yeah, I think that looks a little weird. Okay. Yeah. That's fine, I guess. Maybe something a little bit like that. About, like, body shape type stuff. Something... be a little straighter, I think, than that. Because we want... Let me see. Oh, man, it really has been a bit. Oh, no. I'm trying to remember how to draw. Something like that, maybe. Again, we're doing a little bit on the... I want something a little bit more on the smaller, more stylized side of things. maybe something like, oh, that's backwards. Hold up. It should come out like that more. Ooh, I don't think that was quite right either, actually. Oh well. I'm also working at a weird angle because of where I've got my camera at. That does kind of sound like an excuse, though, doesn't it? Man, it's been a bit. I think that's lopsided. Maybe something kind of like that for general. And it's going to sort of be, I guess, sort of the general look we're going to go with for the majority of the characters. Um, maybe I should say. I guess I should say, like, whatever I kind of lean into here, if I decide I like that, is probably going to be the general look of the majority of the character designs. Uh, yeah, we're just going to do something like stiff generic body pose wise too, for the sake of just concept, to get ideas out of my head, really. That's all we're doing with like this. I don't know how much I like that. That's all we get for now. There you go. We'll worry about that later. Do I like that? Do I like that? I don't even know if I like that. Hmm. Maybe I like that. Maybe I think that's okay. Okay. That is definitely lopsided. Okay. My, oof. I'm trying to decide. I'm not quite sure what I want to do in terms of like the general sort of look of outfits, right? What kind of like level of advancement I want, whether I want it to have a bit of a more 40s, more medieval. I don't know. Medieval would be too far back. Um, maybe? I don't know. I think what I really want is some sort of weird hybrid where I've got elements that are more modern mixed with elements that are more medieval in origin. Like maybe I want to give like a half plate to this character, for instance, despite having like more conventional. That is an interesting idea, actually. Let me see. I think I did my sketches a little too dark here. So something more along these sort of lines where I can have fun with it and have like characters with more conventional clothing mixed with elements you'd see from more ancient stuff. Like, I definitely want some armor on some characters. I want majority things like swords or clubs in terms of like weaponry. We're gonna be lazy with the belt buckle and do that for now. Okay, there we go. I'm done. I've tried. Okay. What does a chest piece look like? If we did like a chest plate, what would that actually look like? Oh man, and here we have the issue of normally I would grab my phone to pull some stuff up, but my phone is currently acting as a camera. So that causes difficulty with doing that. It's looking weird. That looks weird. Somehow it looks weird, I think, because his shoulder looks weird. Yeah, that shoulder sticks out too far. Oh, neck's also crooked. Oh, man. Hold up, give me a second. Still looks weird. We're not going to worry about it too much. Did like just leveled that off there. Made this like a strap holding up the main metal chest piece there. I don't know how I feel about that. I really don't know how I feel about that. One thing we definitely need on a lot of these character designs, though, are excessive amounts of utility pouches. Because where else would they keep all their gear if not in excessive amounts of utility pouches? That are largely probably actually going to be like along like the back and stuff like that. So we might not see a whole ton of that. Hmm. I don't know if I want something collared in terms of a shirt or something that's. I'm tempted to do something collared. I'm not sure how I feel about that though. Let me see. I'm not sure if I'm feeling that. Probably not. No, I don't know about that. Yeah, no, I'm not feeling that. Ugh. Do I have a. I have other erasers floating around. I just don't know where. Uh. So that's fine. So, believe it or not, I know as much as it's like a giant meme, I actually love drawing hands. Hands are tricky. Hands are definitely like really tricky. So I in no means mean to say like, oh, hands are easy. No, hands are hard. Hands are really difficult. But I just think hands are just trying to figure out how to get them into those weird shapes is just really fun. I just find it enjoyable. Um, so yeah, I don't do too much. Well, I don't do too much drawing is the problem, right? But I can't say I was doing a huge amount of, or I guess I should say I hadn't been doing a huge amount of like interesting stuff with my hands. I have done some stuff I like. I might have a couple I don't think I have a lot of examples in here. Funny enough, I think my art's in some ways gotten worse. I just think from lack of practice, really. But like, I had a period where I was drawing pretty much every day, and I think, being a lot more creative with my work than I am now. A lot of stuff I've been doing recently is just sort of like, you probably saw even when I was flipping through it, just basic, like, sort of profile sketches, stuff like that. More just basic hammering out some design ideas more than actually drawing, in my opinion. Like, drawing, like, illustrations, right? So, uh, there we go. reason I'm working on this hand in particular is because that emphasizes that glove right there. There we go. Now we can actually properly give that a little bit of shading to it to show... Oh, sorry, that's not where that stops. That goes all the way up. Just give us a little bit of color definition. Let me fix that spot right there, because that's going to bother me. Okay. There we go. Color definition, because that is a glove. Okay. This side too. Gloves are just socks for the hand. Let's see. Yeah, their fingers are smaller than that. Okay. Yeah, you know what? Let's do this one as a fingerless, and this one fingered. Maybe that'll look nice. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. There we go. Because we like asymmetry. Asymmetry's fun. Oof. All right. And we want big clonky boots, that's for sure. So I want something that comes up probably about like right there. Big ol' clompers. No, that doesn't look right. That needs to taper down a little bit more. Yeah, there we go. That's better. Big old clompers. There we go. So I don't think this was a bad idea because I probably don't have that much to talk about compared to some of the other things I could do. If you want to see a lot more artwork, Clipsy does a lot of artwork. That's been her main thing, it seems, on her personal YouTube channel. She's been doing a lot of that. So that's a good direction to go for more of that. I don't know how much art I'm going to be doing. Hopefully more than I am doing at the moment, though. Because I don't draw enough. Just as is. It's over here. I hope my slurping isn't getting picked up, because that would be interesting, to say the least. Alright, how do I do this? I'm probably going to come back and redesign these boots at some point. Little laces. Nope, that's how laces work. There we go. That looks terrible. We're not doing that. I don't know what to do with those. I think we're going to leave them blank for the moment. Let me clean this up a little bit more. There we go. I'm pretty much just be making identical big ol' clompers here. Maybe we want more of a flared boot top like that. Let me see. So we can have a bit of a like this sort of look going. How does that look? No. I don't like that. I'm not feeling that at all. Put that on some other designs, but I don't know. I'm not feeling that here. Let's give you your big clomper number 2. Okay. Now here's what we're gonna do to seal the deal. Are you ready? Woo! It has bunny ears. It is now a completed character. We're actually not gonna do that here. I'm gonna have a different character that I'm definitely gonna do that for. But not this one. I want to lean into like an actual like furry character here, which is not something I've ever done before. Not with this character, mind you, with a different character. I want like a proper race of bunny people, so to speak, that have a couple characters. I think that would be interesting. Not something I've ever done before, though. I've only ever just put ears on characters. I've never made them fuzzy. So we'll see how well that ends up working eventually. I probably won't get to that here, but make this black too. There we go. These are also going to be darker. There we go. I think that looks okay. Well, it's a design, I guess. One that needs fine tuning, building up on for sure. Needs more cargo pouches. Let's do a big ol' pouch right here. I'm trying to remember how to do pouches. I've had like a look I've done before that I really like, but it's kind of leaving me on how I did it. I'm gonna have to double check some of my old work. Well, I know what it is at least. And that really helps bring the design together. I feel I like more pouches is better. All right, let's move on to the face for now, though. It's gonna bug me. Let me get rid of that. I say before going back to the boots. Okay. Which is the most bare bone possible boot design I could ever do. There's not even laces on those. Let me see, your face is like here, yeah? And your eyes are gonna be like, what, here? Yeah, that looks about right. No, we're not doing that. That's fine. Let's just leave that for now. It doesn't look right. Oh, I don't like something there. Something there just doesn't look quite right. So, like, you get, like, a little nose. No, that's not quite right. Hold up. You need something a little bit more. There we go. I should be saving that for. Hmm. Yeah, let me try something here. Oh boy. I think I see two watchers now. Did I get another person show up? How does one? Yeah, I don't know how to do this kind of nose. What am I thinking? Oh wait, maybe that. Hold up. I need to go a lot lighter than I've been going. I'm putting a little bit too much pressure. It's making things hard to erase. That ought to be good enough. That works. That works. Okay. Hair. What do we do with hair? We do something straight. We do something. Because we can do something just. Well, let me see. I want. Let's see. Yep. Okay. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, so I still haven't figured out digital art either. Um, I haven't done a lot of work with it, so that's really the reason why, right? But man, my digital stuff looks awful right now. Um, yeah, I've got none of my digital work up right now. Everything, well, that's technically not true. If you look at, you guys can't see my mouse. I'm trying to show things off with my mouse, and that doesn't work. There, this works. So my little, there it is. This little guy right here, this was done by Eclipsy, actually. So she's the one who did that work there. The background you see, that is some of my work. I can get rid of this for just a quick moment. That's some of my work. I would argue that that's some of my best work. And personally, I think that's sad. But, yeah, no, I haven't quite figured out digital. It's not something I've done a lot of work with, so it just doesn't look fantastic. Uh, it's a matter of practice. In my case, there is a lack of practice, so let's emphasize those little. There we go. Okay. Still got the problem if I don't actually know what I'm doing with the hair. So we can't really. Let me experiment here. If I were to do something like that, do I like the way that looks? Yeah, I think I like the way that looks. Okay. Let's get that more cemented in here. I think that looks too much like my hair. I think this is making it look like I draw two characters. That might be true. It might be a little too true, actually. I think it partially comes from that same thing, the lack of experience problem, the problem of I have not actually been doing a lot of my drawing. Part of why I'm doing the stream, actually. It's an excuse to actually do it more. Force myself to actually practice those skills. It's also part of why I want to start doing guitar practice streams too, is to force myself to use those to actually get that practice in. Because I just don't. I don't enough. Partially because of time, but partially because I'm not making the time. Okay. Now we do. Oh man, I don't have my bunny ear reference on hand at the moment because it's on my phone. that is currently being used as a camera. So let me see. I've got a reference for rabbit ears that I really, really like. It's a piece of art I wandered across. I was like, that is adorable. So I saved it. I've used it as a reference. But again, it's on the phone that is currently being used as a webcam. So that's a little bit inaccessible at the moment. That's too sharp. I think it's a little too fat. I don't think that tapers off enough. All right, let me see. So here's looking a little bit more tilted than the other one. That's fine, right? I think that one just straight up has a better shape than the other one. Okay. Well, I might have to fix the other one. How do we do this again? There you go, all the way up to the top. Yeah, like that. Right? Yeah. I don't remember everything I do here. Oh, I do. This should be more like. More like that. Give that slight bit of fuzz. Yeah, I started going, this isn't going to be the rabbit, and then it evolved into the rabbit. So that's where we are, I guess. That's funny. Okay. That's one ear. Let's finish the other ear. I want to move on to the eyes, but I should work on the ear. Work on one thing before moving on to the other is probably a good idea. There we go. There we go. Doesn't quite look right. What did I do with what I did with that one? Hold up. All right. Okay. I'm gonna turn this a little bit fuzzier looking too. There we go. Yeah, just along the back of the ear where there should actually be fur rather than in here, which should be all more of a membrane, right? So, whoops. Ah. Don't want to overdo it there. That's just supposed to be a little bit of shading. That's too much. That's too much. That should be fine. I don't know. I don't know, man. Oh, let me. Put in some highlights. Add pupils. I don't think I like the way those look. Eyes have been giving me a hard time for a long time. I don't know what exactly I want to do with them, how to make them look good. It's tricky too, because everyone does something pretty different. I think the problem is just maybe eyes just look weird. Because even like some of the stuff, it's funny actually, when I look at some of the stuff that I like, it's like, let me observe the eyes and figure out how they make the eyes look good. And then I look close at it, and the eyes freak me out. When I actually take a moment to sit down and look at them, they tend to freak me out. So, I don't know. Oh my gosh, it's already been an hour? I don't even know it had been an hour. Oh, I got absorbed. That's actually part of why I don't sketch more often, right? I get absorbed and then I lose track of time, and I just can't do that lately. My time is a little too tight lately for me to do that. So it's like, do I technically have time to do this? Maybe, but like, let me try and fuzzy up. Oh no, I think I ruined the shoulder. Well, that was a mistake. But that's fine. You know, it happens. We experiment. We mess up. Oh, I dropped my pencil. Oh, where'd you go? There'd you go. Okay. Okay. Let's just clean up some of this. Should probably add some fuzz to the backside too, just a bit. I'm gonna add it to the front side, top. It's probably a good idea. Other shoulder should get a little bit. Hmm. Yeah, I'm not quite sure how I feel about this. I think it looks fantastic considering I haven't drawn for like a year. That's how I feel about it. But overall, I don't know. I'm probably going to work on it more. Knowing me, I'm going to get very attached to this design regardless, though, and you're going to see it again, probably. Maybe refined, but I have a habit of doing that. Some of my favorite characters I have were created on a whim or as a joke, and then I just kept, with like one exception where it was a character I had a very specific idea for, who is like one of my favorite characters that I don't have examples of in this sketchbook. So I don't think I do anyway. Yeah, you know what? Let me take a break from this for just a second. I'm gonna do a quick flip through to see if I have examples of that character in here. I'm gonna do this quick though, because I don't think I do. Ooh, that's a flower. Okay. I'll show it since I mentioned it. That's a flower. That's fun. Okay. Yeah, I don't think I do. These are mice. And that's fun. Why did I draw these? I'm not sure why I drew these. It probably had something to do with Mouse Guard or Redwall. No, there's another piece I did that I still think looks okay. Yeah. So, again, I need to get back into my art more so that I can actually make stuff that's worth looking at. That one wasn't a wind character either, but that's not the character I am looking to see if I have. The problem with this character, right? She's one of my older characters I have, and a character I really care about, right? But I barely ever draw her because I don't think I've ever been satisfied with what I've done. I just can't quite get the look I want with the character. So we're going to take a quick peek. Nope. There's the sketches of me again. No idea what that was for. That is a sketch I need to develop more. You want to see weird feet? Everyone wants to see weird feet. My favorite sketch that I bet anybody here. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I quite like that flower. Sorry, I missed your comment for a second. I didn't see you. I was flipping through my sketchbook. Here's one of my favorite sketches that I hope some people get the reference. Some people who may show up definitely will, but some people probably won't. It is Booster in jeans. It is Jeanster. I consider this my magnum opus. That's another VTuber. It's Booster. It's Ellie and Booster. They share a channel. I think on YouTube their channel is Necro News now. I forget whether it's still like Ellie and Booster on Twitch or not. I don't pay enough attention to Twitch. That is partially a failing, partially just I like videos. I actually like videos more than I do streams. So I don't pay that much attention to Twitch. I'm also not a big fan of all the redeems and stuff. I think they become a distraction. But I digress. I just want to have mixed feelings about I'm going to show this one off, too, while I'm looking for what I'm actually looking for. I think it came out okay, and I think it's like, I mean, it is just a sketch, I guess, but it's like, there's not, it's flat. I don't want to go in and, like, try and, like, build more onto it, but it needs more to be a good sketch. I don't think that's a good sketch. I think it's good for what I've done, but I think it needs a lot more than what it has. Hello, concepts. That's one I need to actually finish. I've got a design concept for, like, my own take on a Dark Falls concept. And I've never fully properly developed it, but I have some sketches in here I was working on what the head should look like. Here. I'll show that off anyway. They're just, they're rough sketches, but you got that. So you got essentially, I guess the idea, the best way to put it, it's like a it's supposed to look kind of like the top of its head is supposed to be sort of like a monolith that's also like a Pope hat, so to speak, with a bunch of eyes on it. So that's what that's supposed to be. Let me see here. So that's a little bit weird. But I was having fun with that. I need to go into that and properly flesh that out. Nope, that is, I do not in fact have that character on here. I got this though. This is fun. Just weird stuff. Not that weird. A little bit weird. Anyways, back to this though. I want to do some gear. I'm just gonna draw some. Let me see. Basic weapon. What sort of basic weapon? I want to do a curved blade of some kind. It's like maybe something with like a blade shape, like. I want it to flare up and then come back in like that. So we have a bit of this sort of shape going on. There we go. And I want that to just do that. There we go. Just for a little bit of visual flair. Have it taper back just a bit as it comes back into the hilt. So that's your main striking area right there. I have a hard time designing weapons how I would like to sometimes, because I draw a blade and go, alright, so this is how the blade should work, when I really want to be doing things like, for instance, making a broadsword that's shaped like that. I would like to be doing things like making a broadsword with like that sort of blade shape, where it's just like, that's absurd. But then I end up going, but that's absurd, and not doing it. So I have a bit of a hard time designing weapons how I would like to. They just look wrong when I do it. It's like if you look at like Grand Blue Fantasy's weapons, I love Grand Blue Fantasy's weapon designs, right? If you actually look at them, a lot of them are like that, where a lot of the swords are way thicker than they should be. And I think it looks great when they do it. When I try to do it, though, I think it looks terrible. So, handguard. What do we want for the handguard on this? Probably something that comes in like that, so we have, like, that sort of shape, I think. Maybe give it, like, a... something like that. I don't know. Would this kind of thing look right with a straight... I don't know. I think that looks weird. I think it looks weird to put a straight handguard on something like that. Something that curves back around, maybe? No. It curves up a little bit. Sure, sure. It's going to come back like that. Now we draw the actual hilt. I feel like that hilt's a little large. This is coming out to look a little bit more like a... So this is, by the way, not necessarily to scale with the character itself. We're just sketching it out. But that is looking to me proportionally to probably be more of a two-hander, which was not really the intent. But maybe that's cool. Maybe we like that. Big old pommel. Which one? Which I will never get over the concept of ending someone rightly. If you know, that means you pay attention to HEMA circles. There's a... What is it, like a Renaissance era training manual for swordplay that describes how to end someone rightly, in which you stop, unscrew the pommel from your sword, and throw it at your enemy. And everyone is baffled by it. Nobody understands why that would ever be written in a training manual. It only appears once, and it is the most nonsense thing in the world, partially because not all of them are even screwed on like that. They're usually fixed on there, so it's funny. Also, blood channels are a myth. It's not a real thing. A lot of what people point out as the quote blood channels for the blood to flow through better. No, actually, all that is weight reduction techniques. You know, when you have like the like on a knife where you've got this little indent in there, like that sort of thing. That's not what that is. That's just weight reduction. Do I have a knife that does that? Give me a second. Will YouTube get mad if I show off my knife? That's a good question, too. I have no idea if that's... Shouldn't be, in my opinion. Everyone should have a knife. Like, I firmly believe that because a knife is just such a good tool. I've had more instances where I was upset I didn't have my knife than instances where I was upset I did. And that's every day. Every day I end up in a situation where I wish I had my pocket knife. I would ideally like to carry a sheath knife everywhere, but that's just not as socially acceptable. That looks weird. I don't like that. I kind of like that. I almost like that. I think I don't like this right here. I think this looks weird. I think the way that then comes into the hilt looks awkward, so I'm not a big fan. I'll probably change that. Oh, I might even just angle this forward a little bit so that this is flush still right there rather than coming off at an angle, and then the whole blade is just tilted a little bit forward. That's an idea. I wonder how that would look. I'll have to redraw the whole thing. I was saying about knives too. Let's give her a knife. What kind of knife? You know what kind of knife? Just gonna get something with like a bone hilt. Just very simple, straightforward. Fat old knife. That is her multi-purpose knife. There we go. Because those are important. Yeah, so I think I'll expand upon that. Um, I might actually completely change up the hair. Uh, looks too much like mine. So here, let me just. Ooh. There we go. Now it's just my hair. Uh. Excuse me. Let me see here. I'm not quite sure what to do next. I can definitely do. Okay, that took me an hour and a half to do, so I'm just gonna do some simple stuff. I'll come and revisit this for sure, probably off stream. I probably won't do a whole lot of art streams. I might do more if I improve my workflow. But for now, not going to be too much. But let's think about some critters that we can incorporate into this thing. What kind of like monsters do you think? Because I'm going to need. I think the first area I'm going to build is going to be sort of a forest area. So I got to think of some sort of stuff you'd see in that sort of an environment. Probably like a lot of bird type stuff. What are birds even shaped like? Birds are shaped weird, is what they're shaped like. And I want that to taper forward more. So we're looking at something like making something with a big fat bill here but then that tapers into a very pointed point. Yeah, like that. It's got flared feathers up on the head. What does a bird's body look like anyway? There we go. It's a bird. Well, I think this is unfortunately one of the situations where I'm going to have to look up references. References I don't have on hand because I'd normally be using this right here to look them up. So, we're just going to do something simple to sketch out our idea. I'm really playing around with this idea of having it have like dark markings around the eyes to give this sort of like the thing is that looks like eyeliner, which is kind of funny. So I kind of want to keep it anyway. What if it had? How would that work anatomically? Having, because I've got this weird idea to put another set of eyes where like a chin would normally be. So we've got this four-eyed bird, but that's a weird idea. I don't know how that would actually work. Man, I want to do more stuff with the actual body, but I don't know what I'm doing there. So what I'm thinking here is something smaller with a big fat sharp beak, and what he does is he does like dive bombing attacks on targets. I forget which type of, I think it's a falcon that basically does that, but it punches. But that concept, except it basically shanks you with its beak. But I gotta look up how birds look. What else can we do? I had a great idea that's not a great idea because I'm like, oh, I can check. I've got some Murkrows. I can check what the art looks like on that. Pokemon art's, it's still a bird, right? Those are upstairs, though. I can't use that. They are not on hand to use. Ooh. All right, let me think here. I do want to do something spider-like as well. What are you going to do with a spider? There's a lot you could do with a spider. I want to do something with a shadow creature as well, but the problem is deciding what I want said shadow creature to look like. Give it a head. Like a bit of a body. And then what we're going to do, we're going to give it a bunch of eyes. The idea behind this thing is I want something that's like, it's the thing you spot out of the corner of your eye sort of idea. I think the ears make it a bit too cute, though. But that's just what was in my head. But, mechanically, how I want it to work is I want it to spread shadows that have to be dispelled. So it comes out in the woods, and then it spreads these shadows that like conceal its presence that it can attack from, and then you have to dispel these shadows to reduce its ability to attack. And so that's where some of the deck building would come in, because you'd have to use items in your deck to dispel the shadows. I don't know. It's okay. Ooh. All right. What else? I have a particular idea for a bird in my head, but I really need to like do some real work on that one. So I need to have references and whatnot. That one's not going to be on. That one's not going to be on stream. Man, there's so much that I want to do that I don't have good reference for stuff I haven't done enough of. Uh, yeah, I don't know. A little bit stumps. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just sketching. So we'll see what this creates. Should have done the legs on this first because they're going to come up and then down. We're going to Spider. Have one that's more positioned like there, let's say. Well, that's something, I guess. Probably should just put the spines on the front legs. The front, maybe the front four. My thought is like, yeah, I think front four works. My thought is it can use the front legs can double as graspers with the spines, but I'm also wondering if I should put a second joint right in there for that as well. If it's going to do that. Because I think that is a neat idea. I'm going to have to go look at some pictures of spiders that I can go finalize this later. Kind of want to be lazy and not draw the other set of legs, but we're gonna go ahead and give it another set of legs. Yeah, I like the way that looks with just the front grasper, like the spines on just the front four. I think that looks really interesting. So we're gonna keep that. Again, might add an extra joint into the legs so that it can utilize those graspers better. And I need to look into body shapes more. I do want a bloated center portion. But I gotta look into spiders more to get the sort of the rear designed better. I really want that almost daddy long legs look, like violent daddy long legs look to it. That's what I really want to see. Ooh, I'm wondering if it should use. I believe, yeah, there's a type of spider. I forget which type of spider this is, but it uses its front legs to actually hold webs and then snare things with those. It'd be really interesting to see this thing build webs across those four front legs and use that in the same fashion. That might be a good reason for the little hook bits along the front portions. These might just be extra. I like the way these look, but these might just be extra. I think it helps balance the overall look of having them up here and back here. I mean, having them up here, having them just up here, I think would unbalance the design a little bit, but I think having them in the two places really helps bring that together. I kind of like this. I'm going to work on this one. I'm going to develop this a lot. I don't know how I feel about this one. This obviously is such a, like, not design, but I like this one for sure. So we'll work on this. All right, we are an hour and 46 minutes in. I think we're going to call it a day there. Yeah, we're going to call it a day there. So, thanks for showing up, guys. I appreciate it. It's been a fun time. I will see you guys next time. Next time, I think, what do we have? I think I had a tie on Gunpla building. I'm going to have to double check my polls again. So next stream I do, I think I'm going to go ahead and break out one of my several Gunpla I haven't gotten to and work on that. I've got a stack. I've got 6 kits across from me staring at me, as well as another, like, 3 kits upstairs. Well, okay, I guess I should say there's 6 kits next to me. There is another Gunpla kit. I've actually got 2 Gunpla kits in the other room. I've got a Goof custom that I'm sitting on. That one I'm not going to do for a long time. I'm sitting on that till I can get an airbrush because I want to really go all out with that one. And then I've got a Goof that I'm going to be kit bashing with something else that, of course, hasn't been built yet either for that reason. So I've got 6 over there that need to be built. And then 2 more that are waiting for other things. And then I've got 2 30-Minute Sisters kits that I need to work on as well. And a third 30-Minute Sisters kit that is sitting on a kit bash idea. So I've got a Goof that I want to kit bash with something. I've got a 30-Minute Sister kit I want to kit bash. And then I've got a Goof custom that I'm waiting till I can get better gear. Those 3 are being put off to the side from my pile to build. The pile to build, though, including those 2 other 30-Minute Sisters kits, is 8 kits tall. So that's fun. I know other people have more, but that's where I am. So I think next time I'll break out one of those. That'll be fun. But I'll see you guys next time. Again, thanks for showing up.